And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Save our hotline number in your phone at some point. You may need it, 813-750-0550. You can call or text the hotline, 813-750-0550. Call or text. It's an off-air number. ConsumerQB.com, as well as our website, ConsumerQB.com. We'd love to help you win in any marketplace, as we say. And we want to invite you to Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair coming up on Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. at the Largo Event Center right here in beautiful Pinellas County, Florida. Register on Eventbrite.com. Just search Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair. You're going to be able to network with over 30 businesses looking to hire. And please share that word with everyone out there. You know, it's an interesting economy, a weird economy, right, where we're at. So we'd love to help you and maybe your loved ones find a career, or potentially if you are a business owner out there, you'd like to set up a table, you can do that as well. Register on Eventbrite.com. Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair, Wednesday, October 20th, 6 o'clock, Largo Event Center. And this event is brought to you by the Consumer Quarterback Show, as well as Massive Marketing Pros. And we'd love to see you there. And we got a great lineup for you today here on the program. Coming up later, we've got the 10-man Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum. In studio, we got Sam McCown, and live and at Peace Coaching, executive coach, speaker, and trainer here on the program, as well as Amy Wilhite, secondvote.com, a really cool company website that we had heard about from a partner show, a sister show on our same network here, 860 The Answer, the Charlie Kirk Show. Before we jump into this great content, I will let you know about a couple of hot listings that we've got here in Tampa Bay. We've got a property at 117 14th Street in Bel Air. This is a beautiful property listed close to the beach, literally walking distance to the beach. 117 14th Street in Bel Air. This is a beautiful double lot home with a pool, private pool, gourmet kitchen. You've got a temperature-controlled wine closet minutes from the beach, and just a great opportunity. 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, almost 2,800 square feet, $1.2 million listing of mine on the beach in Bel Air. Now, we also have a beautiful property, a $1 million listing in South Tampa, 6012 Russell Street in South Tampa. Gorgeous Mediterranean-style home, beautiful property, tile roof, and you've got about 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 bath, Ballast Point community, covered porches, travertine floors, wrought iron stairs, and extremely large walk-in closets. Beautiful property right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. And you can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
And we're giving a quick shout out to our friends over at Veteran Gutters, Brandon Porter and his team, American-made product, and he served our great country here as well. Veteran Gutters, Brandon Porter. If you're thinking about adding gutters onto your home, make sure you shop local, work with the company that we trust, American-made product right here in Tampa Bay, Veteran Gutters, and longtime friends of the program as well. All right, in studio, let's make our introductions here. We got business coach, executive coach, speaker, trainer, Sam McCown. Welcome back, sir.
How you doing, Brandon? Good to be here today.
Wonderful. Blessed and highly favored, my friend.
Yes,
Yes,
I
sir.
feel the same way. Upright, both feet on the ground.
Yeah, there we go. That's right.
I'm looking forward to this guest you have on here. This sounds, I have not heard of it before. So
Yeah.
every time I come in here, I learn something new. So
Cool. Absolutely. And you had, we're going to talk about the 7 levels of awareness.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. Good stuff. So that's
it is good stuff. Yeah.
Nice little teaser for later on in the program. All right, we're going to go to our Zoom line here as well. We got Amy Wilhite making her debut to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hi, Brandon. Thank you so much for having me on the show today.
Hey, my pleasure as well. And secondvote.com. You know, I heard about this on the Charlie Kirk podcast. Dr. Black was on there, and Congressman Diane Black as well, husband-wife combo, of course. And tell us a little bit of history about Second Vote and how it came about.
Yeah, I'd love to. Our founders, Dr. David Black and Congressman Black, who you mentioned, they were out shopping around 2011 in a grocery store. And you know how you check out, and usually at the register, they'll ask you to donate $1 or $2 to a charity. So they asked, and Dr. Black said, sure. So he donated. And then as they were walking to the parking lot, Diane said to him, Dave, why did you donate money? And he said, why wouldn't I? And she said, because that charity donates to Planned Parenthood. And he had no idea that they were, that they were a part of Planned Parenthood and a partner with them. And so he was like, what else do I not know? So he started getting some researchers together and looking into where charitable dollars go, at an organization after you shop there, and saw that money was going out to all these leftist organizations for the leftist agenda, and that's how Second Vote came up. He said your first vote is at the ballot box, and so you're going to vote for candidates that align with your values. So your second vote is with your dollar every single day. And so why would you spend money with organizations that don't align with your values? So, money is something we all have, whether it's a little or a lot,
Yep.
and we can make a difference with it. And we have the power in our pocket to make those choices. So that's how Second Vote came about. And we've researched now over 1,500 companies that are in a database. And like you said, you can go to secondvote.com. We have a web application. You can download it on your phone and search company scores and see where the money is going. So our mission is to educate consumers to align their values with their dollars.
That's a great mission.
Yeah, and hopefully impact corporate and organizational activism.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at what Coke did this last year. I mean, it's almost an endless list of attacks on whiteness and just the ridiculousness that you're seeing out there. And it's like, wow, how did this come about? Like, how did this over generations? Right? It just seems like it just started getting worse, and then all of a sudden now it's come to a head, and you're starting to realize it. You're starting to see it and feel it. And Nike, another woke organization with their connections to China. And any comment on that?
Well, I believe that this has been going on. Well, I know that it's been going on for a long time. And companies used to kind of hide it where they were sending their money. And now they're unapologetic, and they throw it in our faces. But this has been going on for a while. The left voices are louder, and they have been in these corporations' faces. They've been on the forefront. Conservatives tend to be, hard workers. They don't get out there and, put their voice out there as they should, like the left has done. So this didn't just pop up, all this wokeness. This has been going on for years. And now we are, we as conservatives, we know that we have to do something to make a difference, and we know that our money can do that. But, yeah, you talked about Coke and Nike and some of those. Just look at Unilever, what they've done with Ben & Jerry's and the boycott of Israel. And just with that alone. And so we've got a lot of the Ben & Jerry's franchise owners who don't like what the corporate level is doing. So it's great that they're pushing back and they're raising their voice to say, look, we're losing customers over this. They don't agree with that. They don't approve with that. You're hurting our business, and they've lost money from it. And so if we can have more franchise owners that are at the lower level, because, you got corporate, doing these things and making these decisions. And a lot of people, like just in our local area, McDonald's doesn't score very high on our scoring system, but the owner is, a conservative, owner, but yet the corporate level is doing all these things and funding the leftist organizations. So it's been going on a while, but I think we've had enough, and we've got people reaching out left and right saying, what can we do? How can we make a difference? And you know what? We all shop. We all spend our dollars. So, I would encourage everyone to reach out to secondvote.com, look up your favorite gas station, look up your favorite grocery store, look at those and see where they score. We have a scoring system. It's based 1.00 to 5.00, 5 being the more conservative and 1 being the far left, and 3 is neutral. And we are a conservative watchdog group, but we really want corporations to be neutral and stay out of the culture wars. We want corporations to so divisive, and just give a good quality product, good customer service, and don't give to these organizations, these charities that are causing so much divisiveness in our country.
Yeah, absolutely. That's such a big problem right now, and you see how it's influencing. And I love some of the stories here. of how second vote, and it's 2ndvote.com. Check them out online, 2ndvote.com. And I'm glad to hear that you have an actual smart application as well, smartphone app. I'm going to download that today and have an action item there. So 1,500 companies you're monitoring. Give us some of the ideas of some of the worst, and then some of the ones that you might expect to be good. Because I remember hearing about Chick-fil-A, thinking, oh wow, they're Christian type company, but if I recall, they're not actually living up to their perspective.
Well, to Chick-fil-A, they were scored higher and in the 3.8 area, and that's a great score. And 3 is a great score. Being neutral is a good score. But yeah, they took away their funding to Salvation Army and the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and started giving to another leftist organization. And so we had to, a lot of people will say Chick-fil-A, they're bad. Well, they, we have to score and be fair. So that's how they got dropped to below the 3 and in the 2 section now. So yeah, hopefully that, they'll see that and they'll change some of those things and start giving to the organizations that they were giving to. But like a gas station, I don't know if you guys have Love's gas station where you are, but that's a good scoring gas station. Shell, not so much. A lot of the banks aren't very good scoring, so you can, look at all the banking, financial services. They're not very great, so we encourage you to shop local and do business with a local bank. So let me think. Amazon, obviously, we all know that they're pretty bad. On almost every issue that we score on 6 different issues. The most, I guess, popular to conservatives are life, the Second Amendment, immigration type, border security, that kind of thing, school choice, education. Those are some of the things that we score on. Environment, where we obviously want this earth to be environmentally sound. We want to do the best thing we can, but just too much government regulation, we're not pushing for that, some of the crazy stuff that's out there. But yeah, so you can actually search on our website. You can look up a different topic like gas stations or airlines or grocery, and you can search them and they'll pull up. You can also search companies from high to low and low to high, so you can kind of get a good idea of, what companies score the lowest on our scoring system and then what are the highest. So it's very simple. You can just go in there, type your grocery store out. And then if you don't see your company out there that you're looking for, we have a hotline that you can actually email us that name, and we'll put that on our research list.
Yeah, that's important. I like that. That's really good stuff. If you just joined us today, we're talking with Amy WILHITE, secondvote.com. And secondvote.com is just an organization that's basically ranking 1,500 companies across the United States and affecting change. Tell us about some of the stories of change, because I remember when I was listening to the podcast, I think it was Dr. Black was mentioning that a lot of these companies, talking about their slow walk to socialism or wokeness, the CEOs, for example, or the board of directors might not even have been aware of what the human resources director, who might happen to be a young, wokester coming out of a liberal college and first or second career, in a position of power now, and putting in these direct, a lot of times it's under the guise of inclusion and diversity and those types of things. Talk about some of the stories where it's actually affected change.
Yes, that happens a lot. At the corporate level, and then you have someone come in and they do some of these new things, and they don't really understand what's going on. So part of our research, when we do this, we send a company letter out to the CEO, board of directors, and let them know who we are and what we're doing with our scoring system and how this is educating consumers. And so we send that letter and letting them know. And then, so we want to put them on notice. So we started a few years ago doing a United Way guide. And when we did that, we were looking at all the United Way chapters that were donating to Planned Parenthood. When we started doing this and putting them on notice, we let everyone know that there are over 80 chapters that were donating to Planned Parenthood and giving money from United Way. Once we did that and started putting that guide out every year, it dropped each year that we started doing that. And then now we're working on our latest guide for United Way, and it's already down to about 46 chapters. So, we feel like we've had a big part of that because we've kept them informed. We've let them know what we're doing. And we want people to know, hey, this chapter that you're sending money to actually gives to Planned Parenthood. So, that's been a success for us. When we first started, March of Dimes was a partner with Planned Parenthood, and we let them know that, hey, we're watching you guys, what you're doing. We got a letter from their CEO about 2 years ago that let us know that under her direction, March of Dimes has no longer give to Planned Parenthood, and they wanted to let us know that was going on. So, there's many stories like that. But those are just two examples of some of the things that we've seen of our success of putting companies on notice and letting them know we're watching them, and our consumers are watching them. But I will say the best thing about one of the best things that we can do as Second Vote and as followers of Second Vote is to reach out to companies, reach out to the CEOs, contact them, let your voice be heard. That if you like shopping at an organization and you want to continue doing that, give them a ring, give them a letter that says, hey, we like shopping there, we love your products, but we can no longer shop there if you're going to continue supporting these leftist organizations. And I guarantee you, if they get enough voices heard, they will start thinking about that, because it's the bottom line that's going to be affected. So those are some of the things that we really are hoping some of our followers, our subscribers, people that are looking at the sport, we're really wanting to educate consumers to make that impact. We don't want to be just a, informative organization. We want to be an action organization. So we want people to be active.
Yes, absolutely. You got to take active. You got to, be more. It's more than what it used to be. I mean, back in the day, you'd hear, oh, you don't mix politics and business, and you don't do that. It just seems like today you have to. You have to be more aggressive. You have to stand up for what you think is right, especially if you're a Christian, like me and a lot of my friends and supporters. It's like, hey, this is the time that you have to stand up. You're called to stand up because when you're killing, I think it's 60 million babies to date since Roe versus Wade, and you've got the illegal immigration going on, human trafficking going on at the borders, the election integrity, just the ridiculousness of what Coke did and the Major League Baseball did in Atlanta. We've got to stand up. We've got to be the people that are making a difference. So, Amy, thanks for all the hard work that you're doing. Tell the team we greatly appreciate them, Dr. Black and Congressman Diane Black as well. Appreciate all the hard work out there.
Well, thank you so much. And I just encourage your followers to get online, secondvote.com. Subscribers can get right now, if you'll use Amy, that's my name, AMY, as a discount code, you can get 25% off of a membership. It's only $50 for a whole year that you can see our scores and everything. So we'd love to have you, join as a subscriber.
Awesome. All righty. Well, thanks for joining us. We greatly appreciate it.
Thanks, Brandon.
Take care. My pleasure. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. Great company right there. Support the good folks out there. Secondvote.com. Check them out online, secondvote.com. And we're going to come right back with Sam McCown, business coach Sam McCown. Always a pleasure speaking with Sam online here. Speaker, trainer. Live intentionally and be blessed. Sam McCown coming up here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Make sure you check out consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We greatly appreciate you supporting the show, supporting the local economy right here in Tampa Bay, kind of like you do with secondvote.com, as we were mentioning. You're supporting the local economy right here, a Salem-based family, attorneys, CPAs, financial advisors, all types of great home service providers with the show. We got Business Coach, of course, in studio today with Sam, and just some really good business owners right here locally in Tampa Bay that they all strive to serve as a consumer advocate. We want to help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent out there, whether it's online, it's clickbait online, or if it's over the phone or in person. You know, there's always a sales pitch behind it. We're here to help you understand your buying decisions, make you understand, some of the pitfalls that people have seen, and avoid all that commission-based advice. ConsumerQB.com is the site, and also reach out to the hotline. We would love to connect with you there as well. And we want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors here, the Bilmar Beach Resort. If you're thinking about a local staycation or maybe an out-of-state vacation, reach out to the Bilmar Beach Resort. Book directly. Clyde Smith, he's the general manager. Let him know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. They've got 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant, and just a beautiful beach. Clyde Smith, he calls it a 2-beer beach. It takes you about 2 beers by the time you get down to the water. So it's a nice long beach there. You can fly kites and enjoy all of that out there. So Bilmar Beach Resort, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, but hot listing for this segment. We got a property here in Tampa Bay that I want to let you know about here at 100 Oakmont Lane. This is $1 million views from this condo on the 6th story at 611, unit number 611 in Bel Air. So you got great golfing, Bel Air, fine dining, beautiful, beautiful location. 100 Oakmont Lane. This is a 1,325 square foot, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, in-unit laundry, large community pool, and just gorgeous views of the beautiful Gulf of Mexico intercoastal waterways. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
All right, we got our friend Sam McCown back in the house. We talk about the 7 levels of awareness.
Yeah, and she just hit on a couple of them, right?
Yeah.
One of her comments was, what don't I know?
Yes.
And I was not aware of this organization, and I was thinking while she was talking, we're probably not aware how much our purchasing habits impact businesses. For example,
Exactly.
Your local grocery store
Yep.
looks at you as a $10,000 bill.
Yeah.
You walk in with your wife, there's $20,000.
Yep.
So if there's 3 people in the room right here, 3 people, we say we're not shopping at XYZ company because of who they give to, that's a $30,000 a year impact to their bottom line.
Exactly.
And we follow that up with a letter that says, we are aware of what you do with your spendable money and who you donate to,
Yep.
and we don't agree with it. And this
Yep.
is why we're not shopping there. And this is just a great organization if they're making people aware of who does what, And there are 7 levels of awareness. And the first level, and Brandon, you probably work with people like this, and you see these brand new employees, agents, and stuff like that. And that's the animal level.
Okay.
Ain't my fault.
Yeah.
I don't know who to blame on this, but it wasn't me. They're looking for 14 different people to blame.
Yep.
And they just, they didn't do anything wrong. And the next level, and this is where a lot of leaders, and if you think about this today, that's mass, okay? And for the most part, the M is silent. But that's a leader who just goes along with what's happening. What's happening in Washington right now? We have these mostly liberal and quite a few conservatives. They're just going along to get along.
Yes.
That's not leadership.
Yep.
Okay? And that's not a level of awareness.
Yep.
And those people will instantly drop back and start, not my fault. I didn't do it. I didn't vote that way, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
The next level is called aspiration. And people get to that and they start talking a good game. Oh, man, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And it's a talk. It's a big talk.
Yeah.
So...
Well, our break came in the middle of that. We're going to come back with more with Sam McCown. Aspiration, so animal, mass, aspiration. We're going to pick up where we left off. 7 levels of awareness with executive coach Sam McCown here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'll be right back after this short break. Follow us online at Brandon Rhymes1 on Instagram and Twitter. Consumer Quarterback Show page out there, as well as the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. We'll be right back after the short break. Don't go anywhere.
This is Chris Voss, former FBI lead hostage negotiator. and owner of the Black Swan Group, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Stand by trying to get a hold of Fred. Brandon, can you hear me? Fred, he's kind of busy right now. He wanted me to contact him when it was closer to his segment, okay? All right, then. Is Johnny ready to go?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, your host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, all about helping you win in any marketplace, making you a more informed consumer here on the show. We do that by interviewing all the best expert contributors, local area business owners. Supporting the local show is such a key part of our program. And we'll give a shout out to Brothers Easy Moving. Whether you're planning a local or long distance move, reach out to Brothers Easy Moving. Make sure you let them know the real estate quarterback sent you. They can handle your move. They did a great job on my family's move to our new lake house, and they can move you cross country or even just across the county right here in Tampa Bay. Brothers Easy Moving, the official moving company of the Consumer Quarterback Show. And we like to feature our real estate listings live on air on the show as well. We help our sellers profit more and sell faster. We got a property, it's a commercial property here in Tampa, 4302 North Nebraska Avenue. This is a great opportunity for that professional, maybe a business owner looking to relocate their business. You got a great building available for sale with a large lot. 4302 North Nebraska Avenue in Tampa. This is a beautiful property. It's currently operating as a CPA firm. 2,100 plus square feet, spacious office building located in Seminole Heights. You got wood flooring throughout, decorative fireplace, corner lot, 40 to 50,000 vehicles a day passing by. Plus, you got your own billboard on site. How cool is that? You got your business, you relocate your business, and you got your own billboard right there on the property. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. That's platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Sam McCown in the house, business coach, executive coach, speaker, and trainer. And we're talking about the 7 levels of awareness. Number 1 was animal. Number 2 was mass with the silent M. And then number 3 is aspiration.
You know, at that aspiration level, and you see them all the time, especially in like new managers or new salespeople or something like that. Well, I got my list. I'm getting my list ready. It's going to be ready next week. And you know, so they talk this good game, and they have this good game going on.
Yeah.
But there's no results.
Yeah.
You know, the team's not moving forward. They've got, they're going to bring this list of 40 contacts that they have, and they haven't called any of them. So there's no results there. The next level gets interesting. It's individual expression, and that's where, you know, folks will come in and they'll make these commitments, and they start working on the 40-person list. They might not have everybody down, but they've shown some progress.
Okay.
But here's what happens at this level. This is where you have to work with them to accept failure.
Okay.
Because failure is not fatal unless you die. Okay.
Right.
And so what'll happen, they'll drop back to whatever level they were operating at before. And if it was animal level, now they got to climb all the way back out. And so this is really important. Especially I've coached a few people, and they get to this point, and they're like, you know, they're starting to make some progress, and then that one big client they landed drops them.
Right.
And so now they're back to, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah.
It's right back down to animal level, right?
Right.
And so the next level is discipline, and that's where you begin and you actually prepare for losing a client. You prepare for losing the deal. You prepare. That's not necessarily a failure if you learned from it. If you didn't learn from it, it was a failure.
Right.
Okay. And so that's where you discipline yourself to accept the fact that not every deal is going to be successful.
Right.
Not every. We're both Christians. You invite somebody to church, sometimes they come, sometimes they don't.
Right.
You did your job, you invited them. That's not a failure if they don't come.
Right.
Okay? And I have some pastor friends that look at that, you know, I've been trying to get Joe to come to church and he just doesn't come. I must be a failure. No. Your job was to invite. Okay?
Right.
And
Can't control them.
Can't control them. But how you react to that determines whether or not you're going to make the 2 highest levels. And that would be the experience side. And here's the danger when you get to the experience side. I know. Yep, I know. Yeah, I know. You get the 74-year-old grandmother that you're teaching how to drive, and everything she says is, I know. Boom, she just hit something. I know. And you know, and so at that point in time, they don't think they need a coach anymore, or they don't think they need direction anymore. And, and I'm sure you've seen it in with all your experience with real estate agents and everything. Yeah, I know that. And so they quit taking direction.
Yeah.
And then the fear is that they get stuck, and they've said, I know so many times, they're afraid to come back to you. Then they drop back another level or 2, and that's tough. And then the mastery level, that's the highest level. That's when it's time to take all those lessons and understand you are at the highest level of awareness in your field, in your personal life, in your faith, in whatever, and you're just continuing to grow more and more. And that's the most challenge. That's the fun level as a coach, when somebody gets to that point where they know what they're supposed to do, and now they just want to hone that skill and stuff like that. It's always fun to throw the questions at them when they come in that maybe they're thinking we'll go back a level or 2, but it brings them to that just point of excellence.
Yeah.
And they still make mistakes.
Right.
It's just the mistakes don't affect their business.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like in real estate too. You look at there's so many ways. Like you look at coaching, and you look at the millionaire real estate agent books by Gary Keller. The One Thing by Gary Keller. It's like, okay, once you master that, it's like, okay, well, here's commercial for you. Go learn commercial.
Right.
Here's vacant land. There's a whole nother animal. With vacant land. I mean, there's so many things you can always be progressing at. So that person that says, oh, I know it all, or they're at that number. Which one was that? 6 number experienced.
Yeah.
Maybe even discipline.
Right.
Out of the 7 levels of awareness. We're talking with Sam McCown here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, executive coach, speaker, trainer, and pretty cool.
It is. It's interesting stuff. Here's the thing: somebody gets really good at residential real estate, for example, and you see the ability for them to go into, say, commercial or maybe property management, maybe some other aspect of real estate, and they don't see it.
Right.
So, your job, my job as a coach, is help them to see it.
Right.
And learn. The problem is folks get to a stage where I know,
Yep.
and they quit learning.
Yep.
They quit moving, they quit growing forward, and pretty soon business starts dropping off. And as soon as they say, wasn't my fault that I lost that deal, they've dropped from experienced or mastery to animal level.
Yeah.
And so, and that's where, that's all mindset.
Yeah.
It's all mindset. And so, I don't know. It's just something that's fun to work when you're working with people, to pay attention as to where they're at. I deal with a lot of different folks, and through the chamber, I've got a lot of contacts that I look at them and I say, oh, well, you just can't say that it wasn't your fault,
right?
Because it was.
Well, it's always like the power of your questions too. Like what questions should I be asking? Why did I lose that client? What was my role in that loss?
Right.
What could I have done to improve my skill set? Maybe to overcome the objection before it even became an objection.
Right. And people don't want to do that introspection.
Right.
They don't want to look in the mirror and say, okay, what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
What question did I ask wrong? And when you're in a sales cycle and you're talking to somebody and you say something, and you see that backup reaction, and it's usually a backward movement or it's a sideward glance or something like that, you got to bring them back, because you're going to lose them.
The body language,
everything, all that kind of stuff. And so, so if you go back through the conversation, you think, oh man, I said something about this particular. Usually with us, it's politics.
Right. That's
or
where
religion.
I lost them.
That's where I lost them.
Yeah.
And so, but you can always recover.
Yeah.
If you're stick to your truth and yourself, your credibility, and your integrity, but you can always say, Brandon, I realize I may have misspoke here, and I apologize for that. But let's not let that affect our relationship and our working together.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that reminds me of fairness. Because that's such the F word, right? It's such an interesting part of negotiation. It reminds me of Chris Voss's book that he wrote. It talks about whenever you throw that F bomb out there, it can be taken so many different ways. Like, oh, we've given you a fair offer, and they say, oh, well, you're saying my definition of fair is not. So it gets into that whole, where it could be misconstrued.
Right. And that's it. And if we're not aware, and a lot of young agents, a lot of young folks, I see it in young restaurant managers all the time. I've trained so many of them, and it's like,
I can just imagine.
You just want to wring their neck, because they don't see the other person's side of it. They don't see the effect that they're having on that new employee.
Yes.
And it's our job as we're guiding and directing to bring that person along. I worked for a manager one time that I didn't get along with them, because they never wanted anybody working for them that was going to be better than them. And there's still a lot of people out there like that. Yeah. But if you're training, if you're coaching, if you're in a lead position, you should always be looking for the people who are going to bypass you, who are going to run to the next level. And you can sit back and say, wow, look at them go. I had an assistant manager who worked for me for, I think, 4 years. And within 5 years we put her in a position to be promoted and move forward and everything. She was an executive vice president of the largest pizza company in the U.S.
Wow. Yeah, you're always upgrading your talent, top grading, upgrading, and looking for opportunities for people. We're talking with Sam McCown here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Sam is an executive coach, speaker, trainer here in Tampa Bay. Website is samandritalive.com. samandritalive.com. And you got a couple of events coming up.
We do. We have some chamber events coming up. Next Friday is Second Friday in Oldsmar. It's a craft fair, vendor fair. We have a car show. Last time was Jeeps, and this time is Mustang.
Cool.
So, and that's right on Tampa Road. You can't miss it there in Oldsmar, Tampa Road, between Tampa Road and State Street. Right now we have about 60 vendors signed up, so we're always looking for more vendors. And then the best Oktoberfest is coming up the middle of October. I think it's the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, whatever that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is.
Yep.
Obviously, we didn't have one last year. I understand that some of the area events, Oktoberfest, are going to be COVID restricted. We are following county guidelines, so there's not going to be any, you got to wear a mask outside.
Right.
So,
nor should you.
Yeah.
Nor should you have to.
Right.
That's great, man. We're getting back to normal. That's wonderful.
Yes, yeah.
October, I can feel a little bit in the air, too.
Yes,
It's such a nice day this morning. I was out walking the dogs and wow, we're finally here. We got through, and it's looking good. So
it is looking good.
Awesome, man.
Yep.
All right, my friend. Thanks for coming in. Best place for people to connect with you?
Best place is through the website, samandritalive.com, or my email is sam@aliveandatpeace.com.
sam@aliveandatpeace.com.
Yep.
All right, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Yes.
That's fun
Love being
content.
here.
I love
Yes.
that. It's always good content. All right, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we've got Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, on the show, a.k.a. the Tin Man. Going to talk about contractor pitfalls, some of the things to look for, common missteps to avoid here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, plus our feel-good story of the day. She prayed for help during a flash flood. Marines showed up 45 seconds later. We'll be right back on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
This is Ward Dunn, and you're listening to the Real Estate Quarterback Show, hosted by my man, Brandon Rhymes.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text. Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We'd love to help you win in any marketplace. That's always our goal around here, helping you win and being a consumer advocate. And follow us online. We'd love to connect with you at Brandon Rhymes 1 on Instagram and Twitter, Consumer Quarterback Show page, as well as the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. Now, we like to feature our real estate listings live on air on the program. We've got a hot listing on the beach. This one's 722 Pruitt Drive on Madeira Beach. This is a duplex income opportunity. Live in one side, rent the other out. You could possibly live, who knows, maybe mortgage free, just depending on what you get for rent. 722 Pruitt Drive on Madeira Beach. This is a beautiful duplex, waterfront. Bring your boat. You've got 95-foot lot and a large boat dock as well. So check out the photography compliments of Brave Frameworks. Beautiful property here in Tampa Bay. Access to all the fun places on the beach. 722 Pruitt Drive, 2 units, duplex on the beach, deep water access. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, so we got a lady that prayed for help during a flash flood, and the Marines showed up 45 seconds later. So a woman has reunited with the Marines who rescued her from a flash flood in Arlington, Virginia. Waller Torres said a prayer to be saved from deepening flash flood waters outside Arlington National Cemetery, and the Marines showed up 45 seconds later. And she says, quote, "It was like they were sent from somewhere else, from a higher power," Wallers told the news. She said, "I thought I could die. A truck could hit us, and it was as though somebody heard me." They were all Marine Corps body bearers, a unit which performs funeral services at the cemetery. And she says, it's quoted as saying, "If there was anyone who was going to be able to help her, it was us," said Corporal Lieutenant Mitchell Wachowski. And because you've got six foot tall, 230-pound guys. Waller said they were reunited. They were able to help her get to safety. The Marines didn't realize the rescue effort, and it was Waller Torres' grandfather was a World War II veteran as well, buried in Arlington. Her father was in the Navy during Persian Gulf War, and she was born in the Panama Canal Zone. And she says, quote, "My father served in the Gulf War, and he has such respect for Marines." Waller Torres said, "I sent him a video, and he called me back and started crying because it was so emotional for him." So there's our feel-good story of the day. We love those stories. And now we're going to welcome in Fred Muth, a.k.a. the Tin Man, Consumer Quarterback Show. Hey, buddy.
How's it going? How's it going over there?
Hey, we're doing great. Doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I'm doing fine. I'm out in the field right now. I just jumped back in the car. Just, jobs are out there to measure. I'm probably 20 jobs behind right now to get measured. Now that the nice weather's here, I'm going to get it done.
Nice. Yeah, it really is looking nice out there. And Tampa Screens and Aluminum, just such a pillar in the community, a longtime friend of the program, offering those screen rooms, patios, enclosed porches, pool screen rooms, lots of cool products that you offer.
The in-between space, don't forget that. You coined that phrase.
That's right. I was leaving it for you.
I use it all the time. One of these days, you're going to hit me with a bill for residuals.
Nah, you're all good on that one.
Yeah.
But
things are great, Brandon. Things are very good. Unfortunately, pricing continues to rise. The price of labor is going up again. The material pricing is going. I took a call an hour ago from the office, and they were informing me about the current price increase that's going to hit tomorrow morning, and it just continues to rise. But what's amazing is I'm seeing a slight slowdown in the industry. I'm seeing the housing market, I believe, is starting to stabilize. It's not going up in the air like a rocket like it was. I think it's stabilizing. Would you agree that it's stabilizing?
Potentially. There's always that end of the year towards the end of the summer. You see a little bit of a lull towards the end of the summer, but now we're coming back into the peak selling season too with, the change in the climate. So it's yet to be seen, but if you look at the statistics, we're still less than 1 month inventory, right at 1 month of inventory, high absorption rates, 70-80% absorption rates, and I don't see it changing very soon because of a lot of the traditional patterns of moving to South Florida, that type of thing. But also now you couple that with a lot of the political and the COVID-19, the health lockdowns, mandates. I see a lot of people continuing to move into Florida.
Well, yeah, this is one of the better places to be with this crazy virus that we have out there, this world virus. And I do know a lot of people in the Northeast that are considering coming down here. Oh, one guy, he's coming down for 6 months every year. He bought a place to be down here 6 months every year. And he's very happy to be here right now because he's from the Philadelphia area and things are chaotic in the Philadelphia area. You have to have certain restaurants are requiring proof of vaccine before they'll serve you. This and that. And it's like I say, that becomes chaotic because patrons of the restaurants are demanding that the employees and the chefs prove that they have been vaccinated. If the facility is asking the customers to make the proof. So it's just very chaotic up here. We don't have that situation down here.
Right.
And I'm glad that we don't. So consequently, things do move along very nice down here, and no matter what business that you're in. And, of course, the construction business and the housing business and the real estate, that's a boom no matter what. I don't know anybody in this business that is sitting around looking for the next lead to come through. Everybody is just loaded with leads and lots of business. I have friendly competitors calling me, which is nice. One company in particular is 8 to 9 months out, and I'll get the lead. They'll give it to me because I can satisfy that time frame a little faster than 8 to 9 months. And however, we still run into supply issues. We never know the extent of the back order of materials. And right now, certain materials are back ordered 2 to 3 months.
Wow.
When the permit comes through for some of the jobs that I'm selling in 2 to 3 months, I can't tell you what the back order will be at that point. And I'm sure hoping that it goes the other way. I'm hoping that some of this material is much more readily available to satisfy the need to build these jobs. And it's with you as well. I'm understanding with the new build the homes. I mean, the new build homes there's a delay in them because materials are being delayed.
That's right.
And geez, you talk about not a method of sprucing up the economy, but the economy seems to be doing pretty well. Think how much better it would be if these materials were coming out of the factories at a little quicker rate.
Yeah,
things would be phenomenal. What do you see in your industry that's back ordered?
Yeah, I think it's like you touched on there with the construction. The construction is very frustrating. I know a lot of home builders, you'd contract for a home and it's going to take you 6 to 9 months to be built, and the pricing would change so much they would have to, go back to the buyer and say, hey, we've got to re-sign paperwork here because the cost have gone up, the materials, the supply, and even the lack of labor also could potentially put an upward pressure dynamic on your contract, integrity of the contract, for example. And when you were talking earlier as well, you mentioned labor. I just want to mention to our listeners out there, we've got Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair coming up on Wednesday, October 20th. We're hosting that along with Massive Marketing Pros coming up on Wednesday, October 20th. So anybody out there that's in that position, we would urge you to please, come on out, Largo Event Center, Wednesday, October 20th. Search on Eventbrite.com. Just search Tampa Bay's Best Career Fair. That's Wednesday, October 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. Register on Eventbrite.com. But over 30 businesses are going to be there. And Fred, that's an opportunity for business owners out there to potentially hire.
Yeah, I sent that over to our office 2 or 3 times, and I didn't get a response. And I know why, because everybody's been too busy to look into that. However, with our business, that would be a great opportunity to find some very, very qualified people to work with us so that we can move things along. We always need qualified people, office people, installers, you name it. We need them.
Yeah.
It's just not enough of them down here. And when we were talking about material pricing, I just came across a circumstance that's very painful. I signed a job in March, and the city of Tampa really ran the customer around, finally released a permit, and now my concrete man is going to go back and pour this job at March 2021 pricing. And he's taken 2 increases in the meantime. But out of the goodness of his heart, he's going to do it.
Oh, buddy. Good stuff out there. Fred Muth, Tampa Screens and Aluminum, thanks for joining us. And we want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good in the community. And we'll see you next time right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.